And they were
And they were
roommates.
roommates.
Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Nighttime
Let's
with
do it,
G,
brother.
Season 2, Episode 2. Let's roll the intro. Had a bit of a delay there.
I gotta say that
Alrighty.
will never
But
get old.
the way?
That song will never get old.
Bro, and it's a sample, so until... Never mind, I'm not even going to say anything because fuck copyright.
Oh, who's it from?
never mind.
It's less than 10 seconds. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it is, but yeah. But anyways, welcome back everybody. This is Nighttime with G, Season 2, Episode 2. Today we have none other than Conor McGregor's cousin, the man who parted the Red Sea, Penis McGee. Give it up for Jordan Scott, Sir Cheese Moso, as some people may know him as.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Welcome,
G, how are you been?
Appreciate that, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Did you have a good day today?
I had a pretty good day today. You know, it was my lady's first day back at school, so I had the house to myself and the
Nice.
animals. Woke up with her, helped her get ready and stuff like that this morning, and then really just chilled in the bed with my dog watching dash cam compilations on YouTube.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like dash cam crashes and like road rage and shit like that. I don't know, it's just something I've been watching lately.
You know, it's funny. I've actually been seeing suggested videos on my YouTube about idiots driving or something like that. That's like the thread basically, and it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting things. So
They're it definitely makes you look at driving in places. It does make me like, I feel like Corpus is pretty bad, but I see some of the shit people doing this like on this channel in these episodes, and it's like, whoa, there's some really bad drivers out there.
it's like they let you drive.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, welcome back, Jordan. I know we had you on the podcast last season, but if you want to go ahead and reintroduce yourself, kind of give yourself a brief statement of anything new that's been different since the last time we had you on here. Now's your chance.
Well, hey guys, I'm Jordan Scott. I'm recently a college graduate. Just this past Saturday. Stop. Stop. You don't gotta do that. Stop. Yeah, so I'm out of school now, which is great. When G had me on, I was in what I thought was my last semester, but turns out some college advisors aren't the best, but we still walk the stage.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah. I'm actually first generation to graduate college from my parents and grandparents.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Congrats
Yeah.
on that, dude. That's a big achievement.
Yeah, my mom, she attended some college but never finished her degree in anything, so
Okay.
it's pretty cool to be the first generation to be able to do that. What else? I'm still bartender and I work 4 days a week bartending. Um, Other than that, I'm a stay-at-home house soon-to-be husband. Not married yet. It's in November, but yeah, excited to talk.
I think you didn't have Phil the last time that we were. No, y'all barely
No,
got her.
no,
Y'all
because
had
we did mine in the spring, and we
yeah.
got Phil in October.
Oh, never mind, dude. I'm losing track of time.
Yeah, but Phil will be turning 1 year old at the end of this month.
Oh snap! Dang. She's an August birthday, whatever
Yeah,
zodiac sign that is. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just know mine, and that's about it.
Yeah. What's it called? Are you? I guess. What are your thoughts on the whole finishing school? Was it something that you were uh greatly looking forward to? Like, is it something that you're anticipating to like go into the career right away, or is it just something that just like another milestone that you had in life?
So with finishing college, I've had some, thoughts in this past semester about not finishing school and stuff like that. Just dropping out and getting a full time job. But sorry, I but I'm really glad that I did finish school, and would suggest that anybody out there who's in school currently and struggling to just finish it out. You've already gone however far you've gone. Don't be a quitter.
Nice, nice. Some
And as
wise words.
far as what I'm gonna do with my degree, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know just yet.
Okay.
I think for now I'm gonna stick around the bar, but I'm thinking about dropping two of my shifts and trying to find an internship with a private investigation firm
Okay.
to do during the week. Because goal of mine is to still run that bar. Um, and
Eventually.
yeah, eventually. Hopefully not anytime soon, but down the road, that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
So I
we kind
figured
of.
for the time.
Sorry, I was just gonna
What's
say
up?
we kind of gave you we already kind of claim it as yours because we always say every time we go to hang out there, we're like, oh, we're going to Jordan's bar, and I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, it's a family bar, but soon to be, hopefully, knock on wood, yours, and uh, eventually, I know you're gonna do a great job running it. Like I have no doubt in my mind about that. So good stuff with that, man.
It's going to be a little more difficult than I thought, but I think it's going to be better this way because I'll have to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but nothing's set in stone as of now, so I don't know how that's all going to happen. But I do know one thing. I know that my grandfather wants me to step up and run it in the future.
Okay.
He's expressed that to actually, I could probably like 5 people that come into the bar, and they've told me
Mm-hmm.
that they've discussed this with him and stuff like that. And he has used the words, "I hope he steps up and runs it." So hopefully, I can make him happy and make his dreams come true at that place.
No doubt about that, bro. No doubt about it. I know you're gonna do a good job on it. So looking
Yeah,
forward to looking forward to for that date to come around. So, but yeah.
yeah.
With that being said, I guess I'll kind of move on a little bit. We had you last season, like kind of introduced. So this time around, it'll be a little bit more chillax. Just kind of a Q&A kind of thing. So it won't be any like, crazy personal questions. I mean, like I said, I just kind of wanted you to update if you had any new changes from the last time. So that that's why I did that part on it. But for this one, like I said, I feel like our viewers basically know you, our listeners. They know who you are now, and if they don't, they can check out that episode. It'll be linked in the bio. but we'll kind of give a little bit more content, and that way they can kind of get to know um, more about you in a different way, I guess, rather than just kind of interview style. So,
Yeah.
and feel free to throw a question back if you have any. But I did have a personal question that I feel like because I feel like the way that I've known you your whole life, like it might be hard to answer it, but I'm curious to know what it is because
Let me hear it.
if if for those of y'all that don't know, like Jordan is literally one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like this man is so selfless. Like he cares so much about everyone that's in his life, and I'm sure myself and everyone in the friend group appreciates it and loves you for that. So anyway, the question that I wanted to know is what's an insult you've received that you're proud of. Got you thinking now, huh? No, just kidding.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I can't. I know I can think of one, but
I just don't see people being rude to you. That's why, like, whenever I saw the question, I was like, man, like he probably has had bad encounters. We just, we don't know about him. So I just kind of wanted to.
not really. I mean, honestly, I have some encounters and like some things that people have like talked to me, or like not really talked to me, but like told me, and I was like, whatever, like I get it. But no one's ever really like, at least nowadays, like back in middle school and shit like that, and when I was in high school, there was some bullies, but I mean, fuck them. They could, if I'm gonna live in their head rent free, I'm gonna live in their rent free. But
Exactly.
I don't know. My biggest thing is like you can't judge a book by its cover, and like I feel like just a first impression of somebody isn't always exactly who they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be a redeeming quality in someone. Hopefully,
Yeah. I get you.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But I don't know. The only thing that sticks out in my head that I've like ever received, it wasn't like an insult though. It was like, it's actually stemming back to this TikTok I recently saw about what bigger kids growing up in the South heard as they were growing up. And like I remember I've always been told, like people always call me corn fed. And it's a reference to like livestock and pigs that eat corn and they get real big and strong and fat. But
Yeah.
it's just something that's always been like stuck out in my head. It's like all these and there's actually like a group of people that say it particularly, and it's like older ranchers and like people who own farms and stuff like that, and people who
Yeah.
are in the agriculture business are the ones that always refer to me like that.
Okay.
But it's never in a negative connotation.
This is like what is called a sound of endearment, or what is that word?
Term of endearment?
Yeah. Like
I would say that's a little different than what I would call that term.
Yeah.
I would say it's like a term of characterization, but
Okay. Yeah, I am. Like I said, I don't know. It was definitely a question that I saw and I heard, and I was like, man, like, he's literally one of like the nicest people I know, and like I just don't see like people being negative to you, because I've seen you handle situations, dude, at the bar and even in general, where people could have had the opportunity to like go off on you, or like yell at you in a sense, but I feel like the fact that you show such like gentle care, like it just kind of makes the whole situation like die down, kind of like it'll basically reduce the tension in a sense. So I
yeah.
I definitely like I said, I was just definitely curious about it,
And
but yeah.
like I'm gonna stem off what something you just said, but like how you were talking about how like I'm just real calm in certain situations. I feel like that being calm is always one of the best ways to start off a situation, because
Mm-hmm.
aggression's only gonna get met with aggression,
Yeah,
especially from fucking drunk assholes.
yeah.
But if you're calm and you speak to them like a human, or more likely a child, so I normally speak to them. But they just tend to kind of almost calm down if they're not really riled up, and if they are really riled up, you gotta escalate, but you don't ever go out over the top.
For sure. For sure. As they say, an angry mind is a weak mind. So I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Who said that? Can you quote?
I'm quoting the movie, but I'm pretty sure there's been historical people that have said it or whatever. But I remember seeing it or hearing it in the Karate Kid, the new one, the one
Um,
with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan,
yeah.
because he obviously Jaden wanting to like kick these kids' ass or whatever.
So
Like
Master
he was
Miyagi said it.
No. Well, that's not no. Mr. Han is in the new one. Mr. Miyagi is the
Oh,
old one.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's where he said it, but so just kind
Okay.
of tying off of that. But anyway, I mentioned this question to you earlier, and I really want to hear like your answer and input on it. And I'm gonna give credit though, because I don't want to take credit away from it. But I am stealing this question from the Nelk Boys podcast, whatever they're. I think it's the Full Send podcast, but they had Elon Musk on their podcast recently, and they asked him. They said, "What do you feel, or what do you think is the biggest threat in the world right now?" And his answer, just to kind of give you like I guess perception on it, he said or underpopulation, population collapse or something like that is what uh what he mentioned. And yeah, I don't know, like I feel like that's a perfect question to like ask because with everything going on in the world right now, because like you just don't know what the actual threat is, because if it's not one thing, it's another. So with that being said, what do you think is the biggest threat right now?
To the world itself,
Mm-hmm.
like human connection.
Okay.
I feel like, and like not just human connection, but like human sincerity and being nice to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like nowadays everyone is on edge and is worried about who they can hate next and like who they have to argue with next. And it's like everyone's arguing over these political issues and social issues. And it's like, it shouldn't, like, and I guess that's always going to be there. But I just feel like recently it has come up in a more negative light that. So I've got the hiccups.
You're good. You're good.
Um, but I feel like that people who have like I'm not people who have, but people have become more negative towards one another,
Mm-hmm.
and no one's giving anyone else the time of day right now. Whereas if you just, I think, used a little bit of human sincerity and just empathy towards others,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be so serious all the time. People wouldn't be so angry at each other.
Okay, it's a good answer. It's a good answer. um, would you say that that is something that can be fixed or will be fixed within the near future, or is that something that you feel we're gonna be living with from here on out?
Like I said earlier, I feel like it's always been there, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was at a smaller, you know, it wasn't as noticeable. Like I guess it's kind of always been there when you think about it, but I think we have gotten better from where we were,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's picking back up again towards levels that we used to be at with
Okay.
like empathy towards humans and just being humans. Um, do I feel like it can be solved soon? Probably not. I feel like it's going to be something that people need to work out. I feel like it's a personal issue people have to work with on themselves, not something that we can fix.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Did you have
I
some?
think that's. No, I don't
Okay,
think
I
so.
thought you had something else to add. I was like, yeah, no, yeah, um, yeah. Times definitely have changed for sure. Like I feel like now we are embracing that term as opposed to before, where like the world was slowly still new, I guess, and it was slowly being like discovered in a way. But now I feel like we're at a state of the planet, or not the well, yeah, I guess you could say the planet, where there's plenty of things going on, to where it's the change itself is just causing so much impact on society and on everything. So who
Yeah.
knows what things will look like within the next 10 years or even 5 years. So that'd be some crazy stuff. but hopefully, as I always say, hopefully we get to live to see that day.
Oh
So
yeah. And I just want to touch on Elon Musk's answer that you talked about
mm,
earlier. You talked about how he said underpopulation is the world's biggest threat right now.
yeah.
How did you feel about that?
So it definitely got me thinking a lot because obviously, you know, not to like get too political or anything, but the government itself has always thrown that resources are essential and have always put an emphasis on those that are renewable and those that are not. So for him to answer that, like it shows a lot of like a lot to I don't know how to put like a lot to think about, a lot that we really don't know because if he thinks it's underpopulation, then that means that everything that means that the world really is big, that the planet is big enough to sustain more life than the life it already has. So meaning those 7 billion that is there, it's it's not like it's gonna cause a big dent in like those 7 billion people are not gonna cause a big dent or a big or negative impact on the planet. So, but that was just one thing that I thought of it. So,
Yeah, I don't know his whole answer. I didn't
mm-hmm,
listen to his answer. I probably will go back and listen to it later, but just from the his like simple answer,
mm-hmm,
I don't feel like as we're in a I don't feel like underpopulation's an issue. I feel like we are above what we should be at on the planet. I mean, the state of the planet is getting worse every day.
yeah,
Getting more babies into this world isn't the answer. I feel like what we need is a population correction
yeah,
where we drop in population. I don't think that's a horrible idea.
mm-hmm,
Um, but because there's I think there's in my opinion there's too many of us on this world, and I know I'm a hypocrite because I'm gonna bring some kids into this world, but I don't feel like you can say it's a the world's biggest issue right now.
mm-hmm.
But also that man's having his own army, so
Yeah.
dude's got
He's
10
definitely
kids.
yep. Definitely has a classroom for himself, bro. Homeboy owns Tesla but can't buy a TV to keep himself busy. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Dude,
I mean of
he's
course I think he's competing with Nick Cannon, dude. Nick Cannon's on his ninth kid already and he's probably still ready to get another one.
no. I feel
But
like, I mean, he's one off a football team. You know,
yep.
he's gonna be a. He's shooting for it. I think honestly,
Yeah.
but
I'm
he's
sure
just.
he has plans with that for sure.
I mean, one of
But
his kids already changed their name.
the which one are you talking
Um, it was. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm fairly sure it was a she, but now they're a he, and
about? Okay.
they or no, it was a he, then it's now a she. She
Mm-hmm.
changed her name to uh something, but she changed her last name to not Musk.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they did it to get rid of their dead name,
Mm-hmm.
but they also did it to change their last name from not being Musk.
Hmm.
I think that was
Interesting.
his oldest.
Yeah. Interesting. I did
Yeah.
not know that at all. I honestly didn't even know he had that many kids. Like I just had
Oh,
only
so he had
seen.
two with Grimes,
Yeah.
and he just had twins with a Neuralink executive.
Yep. So homeboy's getting involved.
Yeah,
Would you say he's like the real world Iron Man in a way?
not at all.
Well, except for the kids. I mean, Iron Man in the
No,
movies
I
doesn't
feel
count.
like the real life Iron Man lived a long ass time ago, and his name was Nikola Tesla. But
Nikolai.
no, it's Nikola. He wasn't Russian.
Yeah, it was Nikolai. No,
I
I don't
don't
know.
think
You
so.
could be right, bro. You could be right.
I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
sure he was Polish.
did you know that there's a statue that gives off free internet?
Serbian. There's a what?
There's a statue of him that gives off Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Like, because that was like his ultimate goal at some point to like provide global resources, I guess, to
So
where
he did it in one statue.
no, like the people that commemorated it made that like the feature, I guess, the special feature that the statue had. So they, which is kind of funny because in my hometown in Mexico, there's actually a statue. I think it's actually a water fountain
Of Elon
that
Musk.
no, just a water fountain that provides Wi-Fi, which is pretty crazy. Like I would have never thought of that, but yeah, it's something that is in the main part of the city where I'm from, and it's slow ass internet, of course, because everybody goes there to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah, bum the Wi-Fi.
So yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that was funny, but yeah. So I have a follow-up question now. If
Shoot.
you won, $10 million tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
what would you spend it on? Since we're talking about these global issues, in a genuine answer, like not like not like, oh, I'm gonna dedicate so much money to charity. Like, no, like, is there something that you would want to spend the majority of that on?
Um, a majority would honestly just be getting my family to a comfortable situation, like comfortable place, like my dad, my mom, my stepdad, my brothers, making sure they're comfy and healthy, and making sure me and Kat are, you know, comfy and healthy. I wouldn't say that's enough money to go crazy with,
Mm-hmm.
and like too much stuff. I would definitely buy a house. Um, I wouldn't buy a new car. I like the car I have. Um, I would definitely purchase the pub.
Okay.
I would definitely buy that business and then
Yeah.
start the renovation process and then actually rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I would probably want to buy some land near there and open up like a little, I guess, homeless shelter, because we are on the side of the bluff that has a huge homeless issue, and
Yeah.
it's more of just a, I don't know. I would say it's a money management issue, but I feel like that's the wrong way to say it. But they're mostly all addicted to drugs,
Yeah.
so it would need to be something that's drug free, but can provide food and a bed. You know, safe a safe place for them to sleep at night instead of being outside in this fucking heat. Because Lord knows I don't want to be out there.
Yep. Amen to that.
And then I'd probably make some frivolous purchase on like something stupid like a pool stick, or actually I'd probably finish my PC. I'd buy the
What are you
GPU.
still missing?
The GPU.
Is that it?
Yeah, everything's over there, like right behind me. There's that
Is
land
the
shark.
is the box your case?
No, oh, let me go pick it up.
What is the box? Careful with your headset. Honestly, for those of y'all listening, this man's answer seems very realistic because, as I mentioned before, he's very selfless. So I have no doubt that he would want to contribute to society and his family in general. Oh, that's a cute case. Is it a Cooler Master?
Huh?
Is it a Cooler Master?
No, this is a Sliger SM580.
Okay.
It's all metal.
And it's an ITX, right?
It's
Or
an
ATX?
ITX, yeah. It's an ITX sandwich style, so one side is just GPU, the other side is motherboard, PSU, and some fans. You can do fans on bottom and top.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, set that there for now. Ugh.
So just the GPU is what you're missing.
Yeah, but at this point, I'd probably upgrade my motherboard and my freaking CPU. So
What do you have for motherboard?
it's an Asus. It's like an Asus
ROG
ROG.
or
It's a ROG something. I don't know, but it's their like top of the line ITX motherboard, and I got a Ryzen 57. No, 50. Yeah, 5700,
57 or 50?
5700X.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this man has been trying to finish that build for a good while now, but he started building it at the same time that everybody else did, and then
It started.
GPUs became scarce.
It started. I started saving up for it, like legit. Like I had enough money to save, like saved up for it when I was in the Tahoe, and then the Tahoe's transmission died,
Mm,
so I had to drop
yeah.
$800 on the transmission, and then me and Ed swapped that bitch in my driveway.
Yeah, I remember those, man. I definitely feel fortunate that I was able to finish mine because I also started building it too around the same time that everybody and their grandmother started building theirs. Mind you, mine can use some upgrades, of course, but it's definitely good enough for the next 5 years, I would say. So
Yeah, I had just always had my mindset on this set list of parts, and I didn't want to, let my decision waver. I wanted to get exactly what I wanted. I still am.
um, give me 1 second. So I'm not really reading the comments, but there's been a few
Oh, let me see.
because I'm still live. I'm still streaming it on YouTube or whatever. But just to follow up on some things, JD did mention whenever I asked you that, like what your plans were for the future, he said, "Bro, get your MBA." And then whenever I asked you about the $10 million, he said, "Upgrade my Bad Bunny tickets because you can apparently upgrade them to like a better seat or whatever." So he was just suggesting that. But then fucking Ivan texted me. He's like, "Check the comments," and he made Liz put this in the chat. He said, "I'm working on mine, guys. It's a boob 5."
It's a what?
Yeah, and it's a boob 5. I'm saying it that way because I know that Ivan wants us to say it as boobs or whatever. So
It's so
literally,
stupid.
that I know. But anyway, just for those of y'all watching, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not really looking at them. So if you do have a comment, text me to look at it. But I don't have that page open. So just a heads up. But anyway, what were we talking about? The
Well, we're talking about
builds,
$10 million.
and then we moved on
To
to
yeah, my
GPU or computer.
yeah.
Um,
The monitor's back there too, bro. I got a banging ass monitor over there.
what is it?
It's a 27-inch MSI, 144 hertz monitor.
144 hertz,
Yeah,
dude. Wait, what is the dimension on it? The
27.
27. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a
Bro.
flat. I think it's a flat panel. I don't think it's curved.
Okay.
I didn't want curved.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's some brands that I like of over the others, I guess. Um, but the way that I'm approaching the hobby itself, like I feel like I'm better off with brands like Septray because they're more budget friendly in a sense. They're they're a little bit yeah, they're just budget friendly. They're for the person, the average person, I guess you could say, you know. But of course, you know, if you want something crazy, then you want to go for things like Asus and maybe what's another good monitor brand?
Um, there is ViewSonic. It's a great monitor brand. They create pristine monitors. Um, but no,
Gecko Gear.
I only paid like 160 for that off a Newegg.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. For
No,
144, it's not bad.
no, it was a
Yeah.
great. I thought it was a great deal. But it was
Yeah.
on like Newegg's sale. Like they were having a sale,
Mm-hmm.
so I ordered it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I yeah, I don't even want to. I don't even remember how much I dropped on the curved one, but I like it though. I feel like it was a good time to buy it at
Yeah.
because it was around the same time that basically everything was going scarce and whatever. And I mean it hits 144 hertz on the display port option. HDMI gets about 120 and then 75 hertz for the other two ports. So it
VGA and
definitely does
DVI.
its job. No, it doesn't have VGA or DVI actually. It's three HDMI's and one display port.
Oh, okay. Also, I just want to
Or
I want to say something real quick.
what's up?
You said scarce,
Scarce, yeah. Isn't that what the word is? Like when it
scarce.
scarce, scarce, whatever, Jordan. You know what I meant.
I did, but I
Scarce,
it was back to
scarce.
another TikTok I saw recently, but it was this chick and she was doing this like reading of words that people like normally only see in books and how to actually pronounce them.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of words like what was one? Like appetite. She was like appetite.
Oh
But it
my
was
god.
stuff like that where like you read it how it's spelled, not how you would think. Or like colonel is
Yeah.
another one.
Colonel.
Yeah, colonel.
Yeah. um, what's it called?
What would you do with $10 million right now?
Dude, honestly, 10 million bucks. I I don't know. I feel like majority of it I would probably dedicate it to my parents, getting them out of their. I wouldn't say they have debts because I mean my dad's pretty financially smart, but um, just kind of paying anything that he may have, still like owing money to it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely upgrade the house to where it actually is more of a family home because that is definitely something that like my mom has always pushed on us, that she wants us close, or she wants at least us to like be able to go home and all of us be there with or without our families kind of thing. So I'd probably do that. I definitely would. I wouldn't buy like everything like I used to do, I guess, or I guess I still kind of did. Like I wouldn't splurge on like just getting everything Apple, like literally everything from Apple. Like I would just upgrade to the latest thing, but I would be considerate of everything. So instead of getting a desktop and a laptop and a tablet, I probably would just do a laptop and a tablet and my phone kind of thing, but the latest of it. Um, so just little upgrades like that. I'd probably pay off my car for sure. Um, just little things like that, and then I guess the rest of it, I'd probably invest it in kind of like a business, um, just to something that'll kind of keep me busy in a sense for the future with it. But I wouldn't really, I don't know, I wouldn't splurge. I definitely would travel though. I
Yeah.
I kind of have lately. I kind of have been steering to wanting to travel instead of, um, I guess, because I started kind of falling under the materialistic realm a little bit, like to where I wanted to have stuff, but but I slowly caught myself and like I caught myself at the right time about it. Like I was like, no, like I you don't need all of it kind of thing, you know? So I I'm glad I got to experience, having my own setup the way that I did, but I I don't know. Like if I were to have a setup, it'll just be like a minimalistic setups for everything. Like for example, like the minimalistic setup for the podcast, the minimalistic setup for the gaming channel that I kind of have going on or whatever. But I wouldn't really like care about what I have on it. Like it's just more of like every component I have on it, it's working and I can use it whenever I want, kind of thing. So just stuff like that. But like I said, I think the majority of it would just be more, paying off parents, paying back, I guess, my parents, and then also uh, upgrading like stuff that needs to be upgraded, I guess. But
Yeah,
and
I
then the
feel like
business.
I kind of touching on the fact that you were like I felt myself going towards a materialistic side.
Yeah.
I have I noticed that about myself too, and like that I was being almost really materialistic and not like experiencing things. So I feel like I've started being more like, oh, I want to do this instead of I want to buy that. It's more
Yeah.
of a do instead of a buy. So there's not like there's an experience in return instead of a product.
Yeah, for sure. And with the way that the world is going, I feel like that's the reason why like my decision is being influenced by that, just because we're literally living in not knowing if tomorrow is going to happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I've been doing it. But even then though, I wouldn't really consider myself too materialistic either before that, because I mean, to each their own, however y'all want to define it. But I don't consider myself that, because I like everyone basically spends the money the way they want to. And with me, like, I've never been like too fond of having like updated clothes or whatever. Like, as long as like the clothes were nice and good enough, like as long as I had one of each color kind of thing, like I was fine. Like I didn't care to have nothing but Gucci, nothing but name brands or whatever. Like I've always been very simple on other aspects of it. But for my stuff that I did like to do, like for example the gaming setup and the podcasting or whatever, like I did want to kind of invest a little more in it and actually buy nicer things than the more than the more budget friendly stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I see that. You can agree with that.
Literally, dude, I'm pretty sure my mom got this at a yard sale. This shirt I'm wearing, bro. So I'm literally not like I said, I'm pretty, I guess I'm selective materialistic in a way. So, but I don't know. But yeah, dude, I like I said, I feel like right now I kind of would want to focus it on a business, and whether that be me starting up like my own company for content creation or whatever, like just something that'll keep me busy for the next few years kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that'd be my answer on that.
Yeah.
So
One thing I left out of
I
mine, sorry, uh,
no, go for it, go for it.
was that I'd pay off my college debt and Kat's college debt.
Okay.
Just to, I would want to make sure all debts are paid everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Be a little bit stress free from that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. I know Dormy's gonna, if she's gonna hear this and she's gonna be like, so I'm not included in those plans. Like, no, I mean, of course I would consider her as well, and I would basically move forward with some plans that I have as far as that.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, my main thing is just being able to like provide and support for the future in a sense. So
I knew it was in there.
thank you, Jordan. See, but I wanted to move on to another topic, and this question has been in the back of my mind like all week, because so I probably should have addressed this at the beginning of the podcast, but
I'm not
last
David.
week, yes, I was gonna say last week Antonio randomly decided to choose David. And not gonna lie, like it was a good choice, don't get me wrong, he's a great character and everything, but I had a feeling that the timing was just not right because of, some stuff that's going on in his life that was gonna keep him from being able to participate. And he did try it, don't get me wrong, like he did try, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to, and hopefully we can have him on the podcast, soon. But what's so funny about that too is that I still gave him the liberty to popcorn the next guest, and he chose Izzy, and this is another busy brother of ours, and obviously he couldn't do it either, and Izzy was like, you know what, let's go with Jordan. And in my head, I'm like, I swear to God, if Jordan's busy, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I was like, this fucker lives in Corpus. We're literally like miles away from each other. What could he be doing? But no. I appreciate you being on though.
Yeah.
And I guess a disclaimer with that itself. Like I said, I like the style of it, just because it kind of gives the next guest like a spontaneous notice of like, oh, like what am I gonna talk about, like if I'm ever on the podcast kind of thing. So I definitely want to keep going with it, but so at the end of the podcast, Jordan will be revealing who he wants for the next guest. So
I've got some
and
ideas
and
in mind.
there aren't really limits, so I'll add that to it too. So if if somebody says, "Hey, fuck it, let's get a fucking celebrity on here," no, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, who knows if that comes down to it, then yes.
We'll do the whole thing through
But
Cameo.
yeah, no, yeah, that'd be funny. But anyway, going back to the question, like I said, it's been in the back of my mind, and I've been wanting to ask it, and I might have to elaborate on it a little, so it might be a long explanation.
Okay.
But anyway, growing up, did you have a favorite character from a TV show that wasn't the main character? So, for example, right, in SpongeBob, was SpongeBob your favorite character, or was it another character from the show? In the Fairly Odd Parents, was Timmy Turner your favorite character, or was it somebody else? And I have answers for those too, but that's where my question is.
Trying to think of what
Or would you
cartoons
say
I
you just stayed
watched.
cliche? Or would you say you were cliche about the answers? Like you were just like, oh, SpongeBob is the character.
I wouldn't say that I necessarily had a favorite character. I would say that I mean, I guess if I had to pick, like, it's not like something I've always been like, oh, that's my favorite. I've never been that type of
Yeah,
person to be like, oh, that's my favorite, you're my favorite kind of thing.
yeah.
I've just always been like, oh, this is cool. Um, so I can't really say I've had like a favorite character. I guess I could say that for movies I've had favorite characters, like who was my God, I can't think of his name right now, but like an Iron Giant. Uh, you know what Iron Giant is?
Yes, it's a robot, right?
Yeah, it's a huge robot. They think it's the Russians. Turns out he's from outer space, but
Yes.
learns to love instead of kill.
Yeah.
But there's like a secret agent, or not? He's not a secret agent. He actually owns a junkyard. He's like
Okay.
a supporting character, but he's a really cool fucking dude. I love like the way they did his character and everything. It's just really cool.
So you would relate to this character, is what
Yeah,
you're
I think
saying.
so. Yeah.
Okay, so that's another question too. So if that could be your reasoning why the main character wasn't your favorite character, because there was a background character that you related to most. So that's where my answers come from. That there was a lot of characters in the shows I would watch that I related to the most out of the entire show. So, but go on. What like describe the character? Like what was his name, and like what aside from the junkyard, like what did he do significantly to the film?
Um, I don't know his name. We can find out his name right now. But basically, he supported him. He supported the movie by letting the kid hide the Iron Giant in his junkyard. But he was also just like an eclectic person. He had all these cool items. He had knickknacks, and he did garbage art, which I've always thought is really cool. Like he would like weld together pieces of art, and I was like, oh, that's freaking dope.
Mhm.
But he was also just a nice, genuine guy, and I just felt like I can relate to that. And oh my god, I didn't know Vin Diesel voiced the Iron Giant.
What the
I
heck,
didn't. What?
dude? He voiced Groot, which was probably such a pointless.
He voiced Groot?
You didn't know this?
No, for some reason I thought Batista voiced Groot too.
No, Vin Diesel voices Groot.
His name's Dean from Iron Giant.
Okay. I feel like the character kind of reminds me of the movie Wall-E for a bit. I guess Wall-E is
Way
a character.
different.
Well, I mean, of course, that's more end of the world kind of thing, but because you said junkyard, and obviously Wall-E worked in a junkyard too, or
That
lived in a junkyard.
the Earth was a junkyard.
But yeah, so I'll name some shows, and you can tell me like your favorite character, and I'll mention mine as well. But I mentioned the Fairly Odd Parents, right? That was like one of the shows that I grew up with, like literally would watch after school every day and kind of thing or whatever. SpongeBob as well. But with the Fairly Odd Parents, I I wouldn't say I didn't like Timmy, because I did relate to him a bit, not too much though, because I wasn't an only child like he was, but the lonely moments, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
I did that he experienced, like I kind of had them too, because my siblings are, aged, like they're spaced out in age from me, so it kind of almost felt like I was an only child at times. But anyway, so for the Fairly Odd Parents, I had crap, what's his name? I just forgot his name, but the smart kid, what's
Mm.
his name?
Bolby?
No, not Bolby. Tuck? Yeah, Tuck. Or Tucker, I think.
I think it's
I think that's
Tucker.
his name. Yeah, Tucker. So I had Tucker because he had his own lab. He had his own, like, his own,
AJ.
AJ. That's what
Thinking
it
of the
is.
kid
Yes, yes,
in the blue
yes,
sweater?
yes. Tuck is the other one, right? The one that lived in the trailer park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, AJ was the one that I'm talking about. So I'll let you answer that, like who your character was, before I move on to the next show. Did you watch The Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah,
I
I
broke on
did.
that. You're like Cosmo.
I guess, honestly, I was gonna say Cosmo because he was like, I don't know, he's just always stupid, and he's the one I think of in my head when I think of Fairly Odd Parents. Is I picture Cosmo just because he was so loud and funny, but that's not one of those
Yeah,
shows where I'm like, oh, I like really liked this show, and like
yeah.
I I did like
You
it, but
watched it
it's
every day, kind of thing.
I did like it. I just didn't like, I don't know, I didn't compare myself or like say I had a favorite.
Yeah, I hear you. Um, Now I'm gonna skip SpongeBob because I feel like
Sandy.
that's who you
Yeah.
liked. I see. I would say Sandy because she relates to me a little bit on the tech side. Like she was very, uh, like she was very innovative, I guess. Like she invented a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but but no, I don't know. I'm kind of tied between her and Patrick, I guess. But anyway, another show that I this one, it's really hard for me to say that the main character wasn't my favorite, because I literally related to Jimmy Neutron so much. But my favorite character from the show is actually Sheen, because of how crazy and dumb he was. Like the
Y'all
way that
kind
they
of look
portrayed him,
similar.
it was just not even the way that he portrayed himself. It was just too funny. So I liked him a lot. But if I could say that a TV show's main character was my favorite, it'd probably have to be Jimmy Neutron,
My
because of
favorite character in Jimmy Neutron was Carl.
I knew you were gonna say
And
that.
my second favorite character was the dog.
Garter.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This brought back a memory, but I never had a I never had a room by myself, so I guess that's kind of where my imagination would drive wild, because I would have to learn how to like live in a shared space or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, for Jimmy Neutron, dude, I remember having a little like nightstand kind of thing that had doors open, and that thing had a bunch of drawings of all of Jimmy's inventions, like the remote that he had that would like do a bunch of crazy stuff on it, his backpack that had the little rockets and stuff, and I even had blueprints of, not actual blueprints, of course, but like a drawing of a blueprint of his house and his lab tree house, clubhouse kind of thing. So
That's dope.
that was, yeah, but they were all just drawings.
Yeah.
They weren't like, I couldn't come up with them. So I guess, like I said, because I shared the space, I had to get creative to where like I could still like make something mine as opposed to it being a shared space. So, but I don't know. Just for some reason, like I said, that question was just in the back of my head that all week, I guess, because most shows, everyone favors the main character, like by default. But I don't know. Like I've always been curious about that. If maybe I was the only one that didn't.
Well, I have a question
So
for you.
what's up?
Who is your favorite Scooby-Doo character of the main five?
I would have to say Shaggy, just because I don't know, like I find it weird to relate to Scooby in a way. So, and then the other characters seem like more of the popular crowds, except for Velma, I guess. But I don't know. I would have to say Shaggy because of his goofiness and cluelessness and stuff. So
I would say mine is between Shaggy and Velma.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because I like how Shaggy acts, but then I
yeah,
like how smart Velma is. So
yeah. No, yeah. Some aspects of each of the characters I do like and admire, I guess. But yeah, I would say Shaggy though by default.
I had another one too, but I was like, I don't know, I don't even remember any of these people's names. But it was who was your favorite monster on the imaginary? Oh, what is it?
Oh, the Foster's
Foster's
Home for
Imaginary.
Imaginary Friends,
Yeah,
dude. Blue
Blue.
without a doubt.
That's the main character.
No, it's not. It's the little kid. It's Max.
Yeah, but Blue is in every single like he's always there.
Episode. No, I would say Blue for sure. I mean, that's just hard to beat. But I did like the red character that played basketball.
Oh,
He's like
Will.
tall one. Will, yeah. He was my next runner up on that.
Mine's either Eduardo.
Oh, I forgot about
I liked
him.
Eduardo, and I liked Mister Harriman, the fancy bunny rabbit, like the
Yeah,
butler.
yeah.
But I think definitely
Dude,
Eduardo.
yeah. They used to make really good computer games
Oh
from
yes,
like all of our old shows. And there was one of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends that I liked a lot, dude.
I
But
loved playing on CartoonNetwork.com. The games they had up, dude.
yes.
I liked playing on Miniclip.
Yes.
Miniclip was dope. Um,
Yeah.
God, what's another good old freaking Cartoon Network TV show?
Um the what's it called, the Kids Next Door.
Yeah, that was a dope show. Oh,
Kids Next Door.
I know it wasn't a Cartoon Network show, but I used to always like watching My Teenage Life as a Robot or something like that.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
Nickelodeon
it
show.
was.
Yeah. JD mentioned Cheese from Foster's Home. That was actually that was another funny one too. Do you remember Cheese?
I don't, not off the top of my head.
I vaguely remember it, but I think it literally was just cheese, like melted cheese walking around, kind of like blob style, I guess.
And then Ben 10
But
was cool.
yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. Honestly, the first version of a lot of shows back then was the best version.
Bring
But then
back
they
the
just,
old Teen Titans.
oh my god, yes, Teen Titans Go, bro.
That shit sucks.
That was Teen Titans Go, or oh wait, no, you're talking about like the when they're more of a teenagers, right?
Yeah, the original Teen Titans.
Yeah, the original one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I kind of I was like in the middle of both of them whenever they whenever I started watching them or whatever.
Yeah.
But but yeah. Well, with that being said, dude, I'm gonna kind of move on a little bit from it.
Okay.
We're kind of getting short on our time and whatnot, but um, I definitely want to keep the message to the world kind of going. I know Antonio said some some pretty wise words last time, and I want to give you some time to share that as well for your message to the world. So yeah, like, what is your message to the world that you have?
Honestly, my biggest thing is you can't cry over spilt milk. I believe that everything in this world happens for a reason, and that if shit happens, shit happens. You know, you get up, you clean yourself off, and you keep trucking. You don't let anything bring you
Yeah.
down. You don't let anyone bring you down. You move past it. You reach your potential in life and surpass that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't dwell on the negatives for too long. I get that everyone's got to take some time sometimes. Everyone's got to have some time to themselves sometimes and work through
Mm-hmm.
things. But you got to work through them and get over them and get on with your life. And move. Never stop moving. Never settle.
Okay. Appreciate that. Definitely strong message. Um, yeah, man. With that being said, though, I appreciate you being on the podcast. For those of y'all participating in the chat, I appreciate the participation. Sorry that we didn't get to touch base on a lot of the topics brought up on there. Like I said, I don't really see the chat because I'm not really on that. So that, I guess, for future reference, just know that I'm not really looking at it because I'm on the Riverside tab. But anyway, thank you, Jordan, for participating for this episode. Now the time has come for you to choose next week's popcorn guest. I know it's been long anticipated, and I don't know if I don't know if you have a final decision or not, but I'm sure you've thought it through a lot. So
I do.
yeah,
And I'm going to give you someone to pick if my first option doesn't work out.
okay,
Dalen has been popcorned.
okay,
And if
okay,
Dalen isn't able to do it, I want Chris to do it.
okay.
Two first timers
Alrighty,
to the podcast, two
yes,
brothers who have both made drastic changes in their lives from when I first met either one of them. So
yeah,
would love to hear from them.
okay. I'll definitely reach out to them and see where we go. I'll reach out to Dalen first, of course, but I appreciate you giving me that option to, because I think that's what I probably should have added last week too. That if let's say that guest can't
Well,
make
we
it,
didn't know that was
you
an
know,
option. Like you weren't thinking about the negatives. Like, oh, what
well,
if this person can't do it?
yeah. But I know that David did want to do it. It's just his circumstances were a little short time.
Circumcision. Oh,
Circumstances.
okay.
I don't know about that, but but with that being said, bro, I appreciate you joining me. I'm looking forward to the next move, the wedding. Um, you're definitely you definitely been a huge part of my life, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And I just can't wait, for what comes next in our life. So, with that being said, bro, thank you. I thank you for everything, and we'll stay in touch.
Yeah,
And
love you, bro.
if you have anything else to add before I roll the outro, and then we'll call it a day.
Love all my peeps out there. Yeah, just know that I love you guys.
Thank you. Alrighty, Jordan. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna roll the outro.